I am certain they will be relieved to know your intentions. There is a group of eager Ferelden citizens waiting outside to get a look at their hero. I suggest you make at least a brief appearance before they storm the gate. Just tell the guard at the door when you are ready.
She's talking to me in first person. For the first time in the game. Which is, not distressing, I suppose, but different. So we won, and we're the only one on the dais of the throne. We are victorious. We are the Redeemer, which I assume might be the type of ending that I got. Because redemption for Loghain, maybe? Is that a magic fire?
Allow me to offer you my personal congratulations, Warden. I must admit that while I did not share my father's pessimism regarding the Grey Wardens, I had my doubts that such a small number of you could be victorious. Yet here you are.
Loghain was wrong.
Yet he was there in the end. Was he not? I know it was his hand that killed the Archdemon, but is that the whole picture? Can you tell me more, Warden?
I could, but I don't think I will, because there's very restricted choices. What I would say is, he was there in the end. My friend died for it. My friend died because I wanted him to be there in the end. So, yeah. Let's see, he went willingly, I respect that, better him than me, that's what? Yeah, I'll go with that. That's very much in line. A shallow, I suppose, a superficial, not necessarily shallow, but a superficial take on the subject, but still, a take nonetheless.
I see. I had hoped... No, it's fine. Never mind. Now I see Arl Eamon gesturing to me. There is more work to be done. I must take my leave of you, I fear. Enjoy the rest of the celebration, Warden. I shall speak to you again before the day is done.
And then you look at Arl Eamon and he's just flipping her off. And then she goes, oh, there's so much work to be done. And she calls the guards, more executions! Or something. I don't know why Arl Eamon would be flipping her off. She just said gesturing to me. And I was like, what kind of... is he? What is he doing? Hey, Shale, what's up?
So it survived after all. My impression that all creatures made of flesh were hopelessly squishy was, premature.
No, it's nice to be appreciated.
It has made me revise my opinion of its kind. My kind. I am, or at least was, a dwarf. A creature of flesh. I have to keep reminding myself that. In fact, I think I may even try to become one again.
You... come again?
Wynne has offered to accompany me to Tevinter to speak with the mages there. The Circle of Minrathrus has the largest collection of arcane knowledge in Thedas. If it is possible to reverse this process, then the knowledge to do so will be there, or that is my hope. And if not, then I will keep looking. I have nothing if not time, yes?
I don't know. Well, are we assuming that Shale's immortal right now? I mean, the golems did last, or the other golems did last for a while, but there's no guarantee. I mean, stone crumbles after a while, and magic, never mind stone. Who knows what magic? I was hoping you would travel with me.
That is tempting, very tempting, but no, this is something I must do. I intend to return eventually, unless I finally decide to destroy all pigeons everywhere. That may take a while, but otherwise I will come back. If it happens to one day see a tiny little dwarf who appears very nervous of being squished, that will be me. Until then, I wish it well. You have been a fine friend.
To you, I suppose. Which is all that matters when you say that. Siren?
My. I almost don't recognize my own son.
I didn't recognize my
First
my
a
father.
Grey Warden and now a great hero? And now you even made Shiani a noblewoman, the voice of our people. I barely know what to think. I am awed and so proud. If only your mother had lived to see this day.
Oh, that's right. Mother was killed even before the game. It was like the I was gonna say the first time she was mentioned was as a, oh, let's make things sad. Your mom's dead. But that's not true. It was the first time that she was mentioned. It's every time that she's mentioned is to make things sad. Which is, I mean, that's just one way of making things sad. You can do that. You can say that. I suppose that's right. And not false or anything. It's true. She dead. And he's gonna be sad when he mentions her. Anyway, are you all right? I haven't seen you.
I'm better now that I have seen you again. But never mind your old man. There is much for the hero of Ferelden to do today, yes? Go. I shall speak to you soon.
There is indeed. Well, I don't know if there's much to be done or not. This last episode might be cut into multiple parts. We'll see. We'll see. Liliana, what is up? Is that your original equipment? I mean, I did notice that Shale didn't have their crystals. Hey.
So here we are. The conquering hero has won the day, and now he takes his bow and exits the stage. A fine ending.
But I'm not going anywhere.
But I may be, I'm afraid. You know, I can't help now but think of my vision. The Maker sent me to help you, and look what you did. It's a miracle. It truly is. I've been asked by the Chantry to return to the Urn of Sacred Ashes. I need to make sure it's protected. Maybe pilgrims can even begin going there again.
Yes, definitely not the Holy Grail. Do you need help?
Oh no, you have your own things to keep you busy, I'm sure. It will be a grand adventure of my very own. I'm looking forward to it. At any rate, you should get back to the celebration. We can speak another time.
Mm-hmm. She says she helped. Every time I had her in the party. Oh boy. Apart from the beginning. At the very beginning it was easy. Hey Zevran, what's up?
I will be relieved when all this pomp and ceremony is done. Such events are perfect opportunities for assassins, after all. I can't help but expect the crows to appear at any moment. Which would be a welcome break, mind you.
A blood? You think the crows will still come after you?
Eventually. With Taliesin dead, it may take them time to figure out what has happened. But they are like the tides, predictable. You know, it does occur to me that staying in one place is only going to invite the crows to find me that much quicker. While fun, that might eventually get complicated. You said earlier that you were planning on returning to the Grey Warden fold soon. Is that true?
Why? You thinking of joining?
The Grey Warden? Me? Oh, no. There are some bodily fluids even I won't touch. The Grey Wardens seem to be a fun bunch to hang around, however. Maybe they won't mind a resident assassin. I'm an excellent mascot.
Right. I'd be happy for the company.
And I promise not to get you into too much trouble. Well, no more than you get me into, anyhow.
Wait, you get me?
Then, since we're going to be leaving together, we can speak after you have been sufficiently paraded in front of the populace. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on you and make sure no one gets a clear shot. Not without paying me a great deal of coin, anyhow.
Yeah, he gets me in trouble more than I get him. I still remember those encounters. Every once in a while, just freaking assassins, and he wants to be in the party, and I can't level up midway through combat because, speaking of which, let's go ahead and do that. Constitution, let's bring that up. And we have summon Spider. Well, we may not have Morrigan, but we have a Spider. Hey, Ween.
The hero of Ferelden. My. How does it feel?
The first line is super the opposite of what I want to say. Of anything. Well deserved.
I suppose it is at that. A blight defeated with the other nations barely becoming aware. Who could ask for better?
Absolutely true.
I'm glad not to be on the receiving end of all this attention myself. I say, let the young have their fame. Not that I've gone without notice. Irving asked me to take over as first enchanter, but I don't wish to go back. Not after all this. Instead, I've decided to travel. Shale has expressed a desire to go to Deventer to look into a way to regain her mortality. and I will join her.
I was hoping you might stay with me.
I appreciate the offer, but I cannot. What time I have remaining, I wish to spend being useful. If we do not see each other again, live well, Warden. And thank you.
And yeah, that is confirmation that golems are immortal. Which, again, stone crumbles. That the magic disappears, and yeah.
They call you Hero. I have not heard it used before, but I think I understand the intent. The Arishok on occasion has declared a Kunari to be Kunoran Vel, one who serves as an example to others. Such examples are always made after their death, however, a death in service to the Kyun. A living Kunoran Vel would be too proud.
Too proud? Right. Do Kunari celebrate and put on parades?
When a Kunoran Vel is declared, certainly. It is one of few occasions when the Kunari are permitted to engage in revelry. There is imbibing of spirits, public chanting, meditations abandoned. It is madness.
Madness? This isn't madness. Everyone is just very relieved.
Yes. Were I too weak to protect myself, I suppose I would also be vastly relieved to have a hero save the day. I suppose I should tell you. I have decided to return to my people. Your quest is done, and thus so is my reason for accompanying you.
I could go with you if you like.
Is that truly what you want? There is much to hold you here, and it is a long journey.
I can always come back.
If you truly wish to come, I have a ship prepared to leave in 2 days' time. Meet me at the docks after all this celebration is over. It would be good to continue our travels. If I do not see you there, Panahedan Kadan. May you always find the path you seek.
Huh. Somebody that allows me to join them. Bellum. Can't say hi to Bellum, although that might not be Bellum. There's other dogs. That's a different type of dog. Oh, that's the heel. And Ogren over here burping and farting. As usual, I'm sure. I'll talk to him in a little bit. Bellum is not around, though. Yeah. I don't think so, anyway. Hey, Ogren.
Humans have a better taste for spirits than I thought. The ale up here is actually good. Orzammar ale tastes like dirt in comparison. Probably because they put dirt in it. Go figure.
Enjoying yourself already, I see.
After what we went through, I think I've earned it. I think you've earned it. So I guess you're heading off soon, huh? Leaving the city?
Yeah, that's the plan.
I'm thinking I'll stick around myself. At least for a bit. Well, that pot-bellied son of a whore Tegan said I'd pass out before drinking an entire barrel of pickle juice. I aim to prove him wrong.
Are you still interested in adventuring?
Maybe. Swing around in a few months or so. And if I'm sober by then, I'll let you know. It's been good traveling with you, Warden. Don't get lost in the shuffle now.
See you later, Ogren. See you
Are you
later.
ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless.
Restless? What am I supposed to do?
Just put in an appearance, so I understand it. The people just want to see their hero in person. I'm supposed to take you to your escort. Full brigade, their armor all shined up and everything. They're really honored to be guarding you, and let me tell you.
You know what?
Let me know when you wish to go then.
You know what?
I'll wait here.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what happens.
Are you ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless.
Yep, I'm ready. Let's go.
Right. I'll take you there now. Follow me.
You look me up and down. In the months that followed her coronation, Honora proved herself an adept ruler. Trade agreements with the other lands quickly brought new funds into the royal coffers, and with them the queen saw the capital rebuilt. The army was restored, laws were passed to encourage freeholders to produce sufficient harvests, and plans were conceived for a university. Oh, I thought we were gonna get a cutscene, and it was gonna be funny, but well, canonically it happened. Is that the end of the game, though? Is that the end of the game where it cuts to black? Huh. Anyway, I think I need to click to get the different panels. Queen Honora had a monument built to her father in honor of his redemption at Fort Dracon. The monument was built overlooking the Orlesian embassy, quote, watching, unquote, it carefully. As the local legend goes, it became popular, and in time, Logain's darker deeds were forgotten in favor of his more heroic ones. As the years passed, Honora continued to rebuff the advice of Ferelden's nobility, requesting that she remarry. Though prospective suitors from other nations visit Denerim from time to time, the queen's only comment is that all of them fall far short of the bar she measures them against, that of her father. Rumors that the urn of sacred ashes had been found, and that it was used to heal Arl Eamon of his poisoning, circulated in Ferelden in the months following the Darkspawn defeat. Slowly at first, and then with growing frequency as the Grand Cleric failed to deny them. Once the Chantry made several attempts to verify the rumors, however, there came an official decree that no resting place for the ashes had been found. If the urn of the sacred ashes, which was definitely not the Holy Grail, was in those ruins once, it was no longer. Following months of grim effort, the Templars cleared the last remaining spirits from the Circle Tower, making it safe to rebuild a home for Ferelden's Circle of Magi. Rumors of what happened increased the common folk's distrust of mages, and more than one young apprentice claimed to encounter mages thought long dead, still wandering in the Fade. Once the tower was rebuilt, Knight Commander Gregor stepped down from his post and retired to a life of private contemplation as a brother in the Chantry. His health failed over time, and after refusing treatment, he perished in his sleep. Knight Commander Cullen was said to be more strict and less trusting of the mages even than Gregor was. He ruled the circle with fear. Of his underlings, I assume, not his own fear. With the slavers shut down in the alienage, the lot of the city-born elves improved for a time. A food shortage years later forced Queen Honora to come down hard on elven rioters, an act not quickly forgiven and a sign that tensions between the elves and humans were far from resolved. Yeah, you have an apartheid state. That's nothing surprising here. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the alienage community, and in time became the new elder. That outspokenness earned her frequent trouble, but served her people well. Arl Eamon returned to Redcliffe. Beginning the long task of rebuilding, he found the village already bustling and eager to leave behind the memories of those terrible nights facing the undead. Connor was sent off to study at the Circle, and considering his earlier experiences, he excelled in his training and easily passed the harrowing to become a full mage. At his father's urging, Connor accepted a position in Tevinter to undertake formal study of the Fade. The young woman, Caitlin, eventually made it to Denerim safely and used the small fortune she received for her father's sword to open a foundry while the city rebuilt. The foundry did well, turning her into a wealthy and respected woman. By chance, she met Tegan again at court, and within months the two of them married. Caitlin, was she the one that had been raped? And we saved her sword or something? She was in the tavern, I think. I'm not sure. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege of Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. The new keeper, Lanaya, was respected both amongst the Dalish as well as in Ferelden court. She was a voice of reason, and other Dalish clans would turn to her to help resolve disputes with human folk. In time, many of the Dalish clans moved to the new land provided for them in the south near Ostagar. Wary of their human neighbors, however, tensions soon rose again, and only Keeper Lanaya's leadership kept peace alive. In Orzammar, King Harrowmont found himself in a protected battle against Belen's rebellion that left him unable to gain the stability he needed. The clan lords objected to many of his measures in the assembly, and only his efforts to increase the dwarves' isolation from the surface met with any success. In time, Harrowmont's health began to fail. Some claimed it was poison, while others said it was a flagging spirit. Either way, after a protracted illness, that's the second time they use that word, which is, I know what it means prolonged, but anyway, the king finally passed away. The wrangling in the assembly for a successor began almost immediately. Brother Burkel's new chantry in Orzammar drew a surprising number of converts among the dwarves. They quickly attracted a great deal of anger from more conservative quarters, and before long the assembly severely restricted the Andastrians' rights. Brother Burkel resisted and was slain while being arrested during a peaceful demonstration in the Commons. The assembly claimed this was an accident, but news of the resulting riots reached the Chantry on the surface, where the Divine even contemplated a new Exalted March. The Exalted March, is that like a crusade? Is that the Andastrian version of the crusade? I thought, wasn't it the Exalted March of the Elves that basically had the Empire of the elves go around killing a bunch of things like many years ago? Anyway, the dwarven mage, Dagna, ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt Circle Tower. Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory of how lyrium vapors relate to the supply of magic. It gained a great deal of attention. Although the Anvil of the Void was destroyed, rumors about its location crept into Orzammar. Years later, thanks to the defeat of the Darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the anvil's remains. They examined the ruins of the anvil, and upon returning to Orzammar with their findings, convinced the Shaperate to attempt to recreate Caridin's research. A new golem was created, bound with a spirit taken from the Fade. Oh, that's not as bad. The golem immediately went insane, killing several Shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of its existence circulated throughout Orzammar, however, and demand among the Smith caste to reopen Caridin's research refused to abate. True to her word, Morrigan vanished the same night she made her offer at Redcliffe Castle. Someone of Morrigan's description was later seen traveling alone, heading west through the Frostback Mountains, and she may even have been with child. Whose child it might be is unknown, but some whisper that the witch was once the lover of Baelor himself. Either way, her ritual was never completed, and there was no word of her after that. The companions who had traveled with Baelor eventually scattered to the Four Winds, drawn either by personal duty or the call to further adventure. The Grey Wardens welcomed their hero back into the fold gladly, eager to receive a hero who faced the Archdemon and lived to pass on the knowledge. As the blighted lands began to heal, with the Grey Wardens slowly rebuilt the order in Amaranthin, they discovered that the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was routed and had dissolved upon the Archdemon's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organize roving warbands that preyed both upon the land and upon each other. These warbands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais or crossed the Shining Sea by the deep roads. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these are tales yet to be told. This tale ended with the death of the Archdemon and the end of the Blight before it truly began. And the game does bring this before it even began thing only at the end of the game, only after the Archdemon is dead. That's not a theme. We didn't think of it as that. For all I knew, the Blight was already on, because we kept saying there's a Blight on and whatnot. Anyway, shortly Baelor would be heard from again. And that is Dragon Age Origins. I regret not having played this game earlier, honestly. I've said it before I finished it, and the end just sort of confirms it. There's nothing that's surprisingly negative or even negative about the ending. So it's not like it changed my mind or anything. I already had made up my mind about this game. It's the best BioWare game. It's the best BioWare game. Better than Baldur's Gate, better than Mass Effect, better than Knights of the Old Republic. And I say those because those 3 games in particular are my top 3 of BioWare. I say Baldur's Gate, I do mean the saga, the whole Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and then the expansions and whatnot. Although Throne of Ball is a little bit chavvy. It's more for the combat really than anything else, but I think this game is just excels, honestly, in all aspects. The combat is challenging. I'm playing on normal, and there was a lot of room for me to improve, so there's definitely a lot of room there for me to just play this game again and be like, this time around I'm gonna build a brutal character, something that really wreaks havoc, and just at least, well, I don't like, my problem with my rogue is that I focus on damage, and this is not the game where you need to do damage. You just need to defend and be good at defending. I think survivability is the most important thing to my parties anyway. Maybe that's different with different builds and whatnot, but I was struggling with that the most, and I think if I were to replay it, I would go with maybe a mage. Well, I wanted to play a mage, but you know how that turned out 167 episodes ago. Yeah, it's just, I think a mage that focuses on defense might be an interesting build, or just something that can control the enemies or something like that. Because those fireballs are just the worst thing. Those shattering arrows or whatever those are for stun at long range, those are awful. And anything that I can make to stop them will make my team inevitably really powerful. So even in combat, which is definitely where Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 really stand out as BioWare's best games, I think this game is better than Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. And Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 really are mostly carried by the fact that they adhere so strictly, or not too strictly, but so close anyway to the rule set of AD&D, which is the best the best D&D version, as we all know, and we all agree for sure. And I'm definitely not being sarcastic. I do believe that it is the best, but that's my personal belief, obviously. So yeah. Thank you so much for joining me for Dragon Age Origins. There will be more coming. There are expansions and DLCs. I'm not really sure how to activate them. I haven't looked at them, but I will look at them. And we'll get more episodes. We'll get maybe a new Let's Play for the expansion, maybe smaller Let's Plays. So if you can't find them, check my playlist tab, and under role-playing games, those will be there, very close to this game for sure. But until then, until the DLC, and potentially maybe Dragon Age Inquisition, and which is the second one? The second and the third. Although, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will play those. Maybe I won't. But for now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Dragon Age Origins. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you so much for all the comments, for all the help, for all the criticisms regarding my option with Alistair. Thank you so much for all of that. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.